Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be finally after waiting almost 2 whole years, no, after actually waiting 2 years, we finally get my queen. This is the greatest day of all time. No contest at all whatsoever. I won't be doing a review of the identities here in this video. Those will be done during their actual solo runs, where I have a lot more time to actually delve into them and dissect their kit, but I will give a general brief overview, I suppose. So obviously, first of all, we have the Arcana Slave Ego. Very high attack weight, obviously. Gives a bit of a buff that does damage boost. And most importantly, it just hits really hard. Very good Wa Ego, very good Wa Ego. Definitely a contender for Don Quixote's space. And also it gives an extra skill 3 if you're using the identity. So that's basically it for that. Oh, there she is. My queen. I love her so much. God, I love her so much. But yeah, Don Quixote, she's very interesting because she's a charge identity who has negative coins and positive coins depending on whether or not she's at negative or positive sanity, and that whole sanity stuff is dependent on like a bunch of weird stuff that I haven't really looked at in too much detail, but it's like she's got this hysteria thing that I think makes her lose sanity a bit, and then where is it? The Magical Arcana. Yeah, Magical Arcana. This is the main way how she becomes a negative coin identity. It just naturally goes up every turn, and once it's at 3 stacks and she's above 25, she becomes negative sanity and transforms into her hysteric state. And that's basically how she plays most of the time. Very cool characters. Very cool characters. And the most interesting thing about her is actually this line right here in her passive saying, "The ego gear sync threshold exceeded." This is basically saying that Don Quixote is so unbelievably compatible with the ego gear that she's wearing that she basically becomes the abnormality itself. And Rodion has the same exact line in her kit, which is interesting to think about because that means that she's most similar to the Knight of Despair, or at least similar enough to be able to gain basically all of their abilities. And that's a very interesting point, because then that begs the question as to which abnormalities would the other sinners be most compatible with. I mean, Don Quixote was probably the most obvious of them all with the Queen of Hatred. They're literally the exact same character. But yeah, it's like you could make an argument for example, one that I think is pretty likely to have this same thing is the big and will be bad wolf for Heathcliff. It just, you know, he already turns into a wolf in his Canto, and then he's got, you know, Wild Hunt, which is basically the same thing. So it's like he basically is the big and will be bad wolf too. So give him that ego gear and he'll probably have the same exact line. Oh yeah, I wanted to check this. Does she have... Woo! Panic types, love and hate. It's literally the same. Cool. Base factor is decreasing sanity. Decreases after losing a clash based on clash count. That's interesting. She doesn't actually lose sanity when people die. And she only gains SP if she's above 0. So if she's negative, she doesn't gain SP. Yeah, I was kind of expecting her to have some like sanity thing where it's like she loses a ton of sanity when people die, but she doesn't even lose any sanity when people die, which is very surprising to me. But anyways, that's enough about that. We talked about that a bit too long. Rodion next. She's basically exactly the same as Don Quixote, honestly. The only real difference is she's a bit of a tank character because of her blessing right here that she has. It's like, it's kind of weird because in the reveal trailer, it's like she says she doesn't have the Knight's Blessing, but then she actually does have the Knight's Blessing, and it's like, what are you talking about, Rodion? You're like literally crazy. You have the blessing. What are you doing? But anyways, it gives her a bunch of like defensive buffs, aggro, defense level, protection, you name it, whatever. And she basically plays the same as Don Quixote, where I think she has a similar thing where she loses sanity naturally or something. I don't know where it is. I can't find it right now, but I don't really want to. But basically, the most interesting thing about her is, number one, she can't lose SP from allied support passive, so that means she's perfectly compatible with Linton Gregor. And most importantly, she has an immunity to corrosion once per turn, or once per encounter. She cannot corrode, which is very interesting because she's the only character capable of doing that. It doesn't really matter too much, considering like it will never happen unless she's being attacked by an enemy that can reduce sanity. But you know, it's very interesting how she has that in the first place. But that's basically her. She's the, honestly, I would go as far to say that she's a better identity than Don Quixote for specifically team play. Like, Don Quixote doesn't really play into any team particularly well, and that's mostly because she doesn't have a very specific status effect other than charge, obviously. But Rodion does have sinking, and she's decent at it too. So, you know, a nice replacement for DHE Rodion. And yeah, that's basically everything I want to talk about them. So I'm just gonna start polling, and let's see what we get. Oh my god, first poll. I got two. I got literally first poll. Holy shit. I mean, it's the ego. The ego is obvious. It's literally the only ego I can get, so let's still literally first poll. Awesome. What's the second one I got? Duplicate. Okay. Oh, there's an on. Who is this? Rhodia. Cool.
너를 처음으로 담당했다는 볼품없는 금지밖에 없는데 결국 선택받는 건 그쪽이야?
Got Rhodia before Dawn. That's a little disappointing, but whatever. I was gonna get both of them anyways. Another one. What is this? It's a duplicate. Oh my god, I got Rhodia twice. Where's my queen? I need my queen. There she is. Never mind, that's Netzak. Okay. Where is she, game? Ooh, green. Is this her? Come on. I got three. I got three of her. Oh my god, no. The game telling me something. Is the knight, should the knight be my favorite character? Is that what it's saying? I went to 200. I went to 200. I went oh my god, I went to 200. Well, we're going to 400. We're going to 400 before I use that. Like, that's a fact. We're fueling the anime with this one. 2. I got a fourth one. Oh my god. Why, game? Why? What are the odds? I need to see the odds right fucking now. They're the same. They're the fucking same. And it gave me Rodion four times. What is this? Holy shit, finally. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's never taken me this long for any of my pulls. I've only ever gotten to the pity pull like once before. It's never taken me this long to get the identity. Never. Like 260 pulls before I even got the queen. Like, oh my god. And we just still don't even have like I could stop, but I do want Tifereth too. So, we keep going. Spend more money. Fuel the anime. Whichever one I get next, I'm going to pity the other one. Oh my god! I swear, if I have to pity Dawn, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be so mad if I get Tiff before Dawn. Ooh. That's gonna be rough. You better be Dawn. This better be Dawn. I'm gonna be mad if this is Tiff. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me?
게으름 피우지 말고 착실하게 제압에 임해. 물론 잘하겠지만.
I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed right now. I feel actually betrayed. What is this game, man? Oh my god. I feel betrayed. 280 polls. 280.
보시게. 사랑과 평화를 소원한 자들의 이야기가 여기에 적혀 있지. 바로 우리 마법 소녀들 같지 않은가? 해결사란 건 이런 거구나.
My god, it's her. Look at her. I love her so much. Ugh, that was distressing. That was, I will be honest, that was actually distressing. I had to spend everything and then like over $50, so we're definitely fueling the anime with this one. I'll tell you that much. Yeesh. I got everything before her. Literally every. I got the ego first pull, like 5 Rodions, not a single Dawn. What is this game, man? Oh, actually betrayed. Actually betrayed. Anyways, yeah, we're changing this. There she is. Yes. Give immediately. And then customize, make it look prettier than this. La Mancha Land of Dreams. Beautiful. Look at that. Actually beautiful. And new line. I shall make this oath to the blank. See, trust me, and there will never be blink for me. In the name of blink and justice, here cometh magical maidens. Hell yeah. In the name of love and justice. Oh my god, it's perfect. Actually perfect. By the way, yeah, if you guys either have as bad luck as I did with pulling the queen, you can add me as a friend and I'll have them on my company. So I suppose next up is to actually, you know, level them up and stuff. No, I want to, oh my gosh. This sucks. This sucks. It's cutting her off. How dare you? Should be Dawn who's the one who's cut off in this. Anyway, here we go.
나는 맞설 거야. 내게서 추출한 눈물과 별자리를 가지고. 네가 나를 선택했건 그렇지 않던 간에 난 관리자님의 명령을 수행해야만 하니까.
All right, here we go. Rodion's Uptie story. Hi, Yusong. You're gonna be replaced real soon. The child's footsteps alone exude a crushing sense of melancholy. Every step insidiously seems to convey these distracting thoughts and palpable dissatisfaction to the very hallways of the welfare team. This sensation becomes even more blatant, more invasive when she passes the once familiar and frequented containment unit. Why wasn't I chosen? Why didn't you choose me? Conveys this resentful heart. Hey, Miss Rodion, another busy day, huh? Miss Rodion? Yeah, hey, sorry, I was, thinking about something. Are you sure you're okay? I've heard you've been pulling a lot of all-nighters lately. I guess I really do look that tired, huh? Yeah, the manager's been assigning me to so many containment units recently. Oh man, maybe you should talk to Mr. Hesed about this. I mean, it kinda doesn't make sense for them to be so neglectful of a welfare team employee's welfare, right? Even the Sephiroth have to answer to someone, you know. It's entirely up to the manager to decide which abnormality we get to work on. That's true. I've got the opposite problem. I kept getting assigned to the same abnormality over and over again, and it wasn't even that interesting. Most of the time, she doesn't just say anything and just whines or moans, so I'm usually the one who has to talk. Is that the old lady? That might be the old lady. I don't know. Or maybe the one, I forget what it's called, the lady who faces the wall. And whenever she did say something, it just never made any sense, you know? Saying stuff like she used to be a knight. I guess it is the knight. Never mind. I'm dumb. Are you headed to manage 0173 again? No. Ever since the abnormality gave me something, I don't know, the manager's not been assigning me any management tasks. Yeah, the blessing prevents you from working on any abnormalities, so... RIP. I'm not complaining since I've been really tired as of late, but I just hope I'm not getting intentionally excluded from work. Want to swap schedules with me then? Oh, I can't possibly. You're the team's model employee, Miss Rodion. I couldn't even dream of surviving your packed schedule. I'm just not good enough for that. Oh, sorry. I'd love to sit here and talk, but I really gotta get going now, so... Yeah, then go. He's a fucking liar. He has the blessing. He doesn't have to do shit. Good luck with your day, too. The child stares blankly in the employee's general direction as he slowly walks away. She wasn't looking at the employee. It's that floating thing above his head. A sigil, a gift from an abnormality. It's the blessing. The blessing of a proud knight, bestowed upon those she promises to protect. The blessing can provide highly effective protection for the employee in battles against abnormalities or ordeals, but those are insignificant details for the child. All that matters is that she wasn't chosen. What's so better about him than her, anyway? What did he do better than her to deserve this? Her mind, captured by a sense of inferiority, spirals endlessly with question after question of this nature. So she glares at him like she's trying to bore a hole into him. This child was transferred from a different team to the welfare team when it first opened. The reasoning behind the manager's decision was clear. A new WA risk level abnormality had appeared, the Night of Despair. To manage 00173, an employee of sufficient competency was needed. And she was indeed quite competent. It has been a while since her employment began, and the sheer fact that she was still alive was proof enough of her value. Thus, she became the first employee to manage 00173. There were positives to this decision to pair with them together. The abnormality's ego gear was quite good, and it was a rather easy abnormality for the child to handle. However, the downside was that the reason this child found it easy to handle this particular reticent humanoid abnormality 00173 was that she felt free to share all of her thoughts with it. And that led to her developing this idea that they were kindred souls, that they were friends. That's with all of the magical girls. Like that's kind of the whole, oh my god, it's giving me flashbacks to what was it called? I don't remember. The web novel that got taken down a while ago. Wonder Lab, that's what it's called. With the Servant of Wrath, her caretaker went crazy because there's like, oh, we're best friends, yay. And it's like, that seems like a common theme with the magical girls, I guess. Imagine being her, deprived of the blessing, the very token of that friendship. Imagine watching that very token being given to someone else entirely. Maybe she's simply spent too much time in that ego gear, enough to have her senses corroded by that cold, depressing sensation. That would have been better than whatever this was. Because the child would never have had to feel this sense of betrayal toward that abnormality. The manager's decision, however, was quite precisely made. The child, who was quite exceptional, did not need the blessing. It was better given to a still fledgling employee to improve his chance of survival early on in his career. which is why he constantly assigned the child to different abnormalities, to prevent her from gaining the blessing. He already knows everything there is to know about this abnormality, even before he assigns it to a containment unit. Well, let's continue on. That detail is not of much importance anyway. What matters is that there was no way for the manager to explain his thought process to the child. The other employee, much less competent than the child, ended up as a cold, dead corpse in the merciless conditions of this company. Been a while. You know, the night was actually a very easy abnormality to deal with because, you know, you just never put the person with the blessing at risk, and she never breaches containment. And when the abnormality escaped the hollow pride that she still sought to protect someone broken, it encountered an employee with an icy glare. No, her old friend. You've become so twisted that you can't even return my greeting. More of that boring, old, useless self-loathing over failing to protect that kid, isn't it? That's just what you are, what you do, after all. So why didn't you just choose me? I wouldn't have gone out like that kid did. Not that pointlessly, anyway. A wailing cry tears across the very space itself, a reply or an expression of wrath stung by her words. The floating blades soon gather around her. Gonna skewer me with your sharpened swords, huh? Fine. The child raises her own blade in preparation. The same blade as the ones floating about the abnormality. Still, it still hurts me deep inside that you did not choose me. But I realize that I can't mope around forever. I'm busy as hell, got plenty of employees I've got to protect. A whole bunch of rookies just got hired, you know. The upper layer's doing even worse. Ms. Malkuth's finally about to snap from the crushing workload, apparently. They say she's been acting stranger and stranger as of late. So I've got to get up there and help him out. I don't have any more time to waste messing around with you. The child bites her lower lip, determined, and assumes a fighting stance. Sure, I don't even have a smidge of pride left, but that doesn't stop the burden on my shoulders from growing. So I'm gonna live up to that responsibility, at least. Let's go home, 00173. The child will probably survive this suppression effort. She'll succeed at it, too. But her suffering will continue, and this sense of gloom will eat her alive. Her unusually high level of attunement with the ego gear makes her stronger, but allows for deeper corrosion. And the longer she wears it, the more resonant the abnormality's voice shall become in her head, torturing her. It is inevitable, even still. She will work herself to the bone and fight on to take responsibility for the tasks that are given to her. Because that, in her mind, is the only way for her to be chosen, if such a thing even happens. Fitting, isn't she? Her distorted thoughts, they fit this cold, cold corporation so well. Thank you, Carmen, for your insight. 'Tis day 26. What a merry, fantastic day it was once again. For today was the day upon which I was availed a chance to, with our dearest fellow magical maiden, explore the tales of fixers of the northern regions, whose conveyance of justice was most valiant. Oh, how tedious it must have all have been for the maiden, to be incarcerated in such a barren, claustrophobic chamber, bereft of even a morsel of stimulation, she who deserveth to breathe the free air, fighting evil by moonlight. Nay, one must always remain wary of the truth that she is but an abnormality, not to mention that I, as a captain, must set a proper example for the other employees. I must best categorize this under the label of attachment work. Aha, but of course, all of mine efforts preparing various props that align with the abnormality's preferences, conversing for long hours with her, were all but honest toil to prevent abnormality 00104's Quillifith countdown from decreasing. It must be emphasized that any suggestions or allegations that I did all of this for the sake of mine own entertainment, or that I voluntarily stayed past work hours just to obtain her ego gift, are most preposterous accusations which I do protest with vehemence. Let this record be the witness of mine earnestness. This is quite bizarre that my handwriting doth become so squiggly and anxious. Therefore, I am to proceed some deep breaths. Thus, I shall heretofore transcribe the lore of this arcana she explained to me. From what I hear, she is one of the veritable magical girls who are destined to battle villains. A great will in need of observers of justice to stand tall before the overwhelmingly powerful might of villains, be it minor or major arcana, aka Wa or Aleph abnormalities. Hath chosen them and transformed them into magical girls. Wait, what did that say exactly? A great will in need of observers. Yeah, that's talking about the jester. Cool. As arcana itself is but a neutral force of magic, it can be possessed and molded by both good and evil. Only those who are free from the corrupting allures of its power, only those with a steadfast vision for justice, may be hailed magical girls. Since she claimeth to have other senpai, meaning that she is the least experienced or perhaps the youngest out of them all, and hath explained that one moment she simply found herself arising in the facility. Yeah, fun fact, the queen herself has a line of dialogue in Lobotomy Corporation where she specifically says that when she encounters the king of greed, that if they met outside of the facility, she would be dead instantly, which it's kind of obvious when you think about it, but the king is the strongest of the magical girls, and it's like not even close apparently. Like I'd wager to guess that she'd probably even be an Aleph level abnormality, if not for the fact that she's completely consumed by greed. As I was the one to enter her chamber in the moment of her awakening, she mistook me to be an agent of the Arcana. She was quite hostile to me then. 'Twas quite troublesome to resolve that misunderstanding. Magical girls, the Arcana. Much did she befuddle me with the words I found so peculiar and unfamiliar, until I espied a common theme. All these stories she shared were none too dissimilar from the tales of the fixers of the city. Though following my employment here at Lobotomy Corporation, I was behooved to relinquish this old dream of mine of becoming a fixer. If only I could dream again by donning the identity of a magical maiden of justice. Ah, what joy that would indeed be. I inquired with haste, prithee, how doth one become subject to this choosing? A great tragedy it was, for she explained that she knew not why she had been chosen, or how one goes about becoming a chosen one. Yet I came to a revelation upon observing the ego gear extracted from her. Were I to be equipped with the staff and outfit, the very essences of love and justice, I may be a magical maiden of justice just as well. She could not find it within herself to believe it at first. Outfit is hardly what maketh a magical girl, she vociferated. Yet she soon came to see eye to eye mine most honest-hearted thirst toward justice, this burning righteous wrath against evil. Moreover, when she witnessed my battle against breached abnormalities, when she came out to assist our suppression efforts, verily, 'twas the moment of revelation for her as well, that I am, forsooth, a veritable and excellent magical maiden just as herself. We are now together protectors of justice at this company. Though the Sephiroth always diminish us, admonishing us as more trouble than help, though other colleagues who have experienced loss at the hands of abnormalities may impart resentful sentiments against us, I know this to be the truth. That true magical girls are stubborn strugglers, survivors, weathering whatever terrible adversity that cometh their way. 'Tis no wild, naive ramblings of a dream-consumed one. In fact, ever since my transfer to this central command team to manage this magical maiden, I have persevered and conducted repeated attachment work on her. And that hath lifted me to the position of a captain. And as Manager Esquire hath found this development, the lowered containment breach rate for the magical 00104 most satisfying, both Tifereth, Sir, and Lady have both spoken thusly indeed. Poe? Perplexing. Is that supposed to imply that she used to breach containment? Yet in my recollections, I was her one and only manager ever since she was first contained in the central command. Yet, I have no memory of her breaching containment. Well, nothing to concern myself with. Truthfully, I am quite bubbling with excitement for what tomorrow holds. and it shan't be peace that awaits me. Nay, it shan't be. For that is a detriment to the worth of mine existence. Is it? How strange. 'Tis almost as if her sentiments are rubbing off on me. Verily, the existence of peace hath no business with my usefulness. Ahem, this must be fatigue speaking. Ah, I must also visit this welfare team, for it hath opened anew today. In today's management session, she claimed that there was a strange stir in the air. Perchance, one of her elusive senpai hath arrived here as an abnormality. I must go meet the employee responsible for her management post-haste. Well, with jolly anticipation for what tomorrow holds. Thus doth my daily journaling come to an end. Amazing. Great work, Dawn. I'm disappointed that the queen wasn't there at all. It was just you writing, basically. I wanted to hear you talking about her, gushing over magical girls. I've never watched that, and I probably never will. Anyway, here we go. Hatred and despair. How's the taste? Said they brewed it with the tea leaves Ji-chun gave us. It's called Baiho Yinzin or something, I think. It's a nice cup of tea that goes down easily. Not as good as Zirin's, though. Yeah? Cool wind of Dogyuan blows under this pavilion. I'm probably butchering these names, but whatever. Now that we've survived another huge incident, I was planning to hold some consultation sessions with the sinners like I always do, but I wasn't sure when Mephistopheles was coming back, so I decided to conduct them outdoors. Well, a change of scenery can be nice from time to time. As much as I'd love to be a part of that discussion, this thing didn't come with a mouth. Ah, that must be a sore spot, Dante. You've expressed that feeling before, remember? Whenever we were snacking together, you'd say things like that. You gave up the complimentary food from the warp train to Rhodia too, and you must have been curious of its taste back then. Well, you know, it's not all that bad. I think I'd feel regret and sadness. It's kind of tragic, almost. Ever since Honglu severed the cycle that bound the hierarchs of Dongyuan and sealed the Xiniren in their temple, which I don't know what that means, but okay. He's been making a lot of expressions that I hadn't seen before. Moreover, lately, I've been getting the impression that he's actively been trying to express his feelings and thoughts, even for things his past self would have simply accepted as is. Like an old dam breaking, its fresh spring water surging to freedom. I can't give you a mouth, but you can trust me to give you a very detailed explanation of flavors, so feel free to ask me anytime. Yeah, thanks. And honestly, I think that's a good thing, especially because, more so than anything, I could sense that Honglu was gently enjoying these moments. I think I can safely mark him down as experiencing very positive changes in my consultation notes. Though I'm not sure if any of that'll get through to you, given that you probably don't even remember the taste of food anyway. Let me change that to started on a path to achieving some very positive changes. Excuse me, manager. That's when Sinclair suddenly rushed up to us on the pavilion. What's going on? I know you're in the middle of a consultation, but there's this huge, big as a house truck by the entrance that's... The point is, I think you might have to come see this. Oi, Clockhead. Is that? The truck was indeed massive. It certainly did live up to all the fuss Sinclair kicked up, but... ain't that something, huh? It didn't seem to me that the other sinners were all that concerned about it. Was everything okay here? Hope it's not another attack on Dongyuanan. Can't say that word. Dagyuan Yuan. Is that right? Huh? Nah, it ain't. Well, we did suspect that at first, but it's alright. It's because no one on the bus knows how to observe. It's all about the details, get it? Look, it's right there, the company logo. Where? Seriously? It's right there in that corner over there. Ishmael pointed at something on the vehicle, irritation clear in her voice. I stared really hard at wherever she was pointing at. and managed to find Limbus Company's logo painted on the bus. It was the size of a palm. They were this close to chopping that truck into a million pieces when I pointed that out. Gotta say, I'm impressed you even managed to make out what that is. Doesn't look like anything other than a smudge to me. I guess eyesight's really the first thing that goes with age. I mean, it's kinda their fault for making it so small and inconspicuous, you know? That's because it's not a public-facing vehicle. Sada walked into our circle, dusting her hands and brushing past a few disgruntled words. This is a research vehicle used by the LCE department. You've used this one before, remember? Extrapolating from the material and the color of the truck's cover panel, it can be determined that it is the same transportation device used for the regular checkup. Right on. Ever since you used it safely to arrive at LCE, we've been using it to move the LCC base around. Hang on, does that mean that we were your guinea pigs? And guess what? Just today when we opened the truck to transport a different team... Oi, don't ignore me! Instead of answering Heathcliff's question, Sada walked up to the truck and swung open its rear doors. Very loud rear doors, too. In it, we saw the same mess of machines we saw back then, and... Hey, this light. The now familiar green light. I see. Sada, has there been any further modifications to this vehicle since then? Well, I'm not certain on the details, but LCE's chief research... Hohenheim? Yes, him. Are you two well acquainted? Not very well, but I do make an effort to remember his minor yet numerous mistakes. She sounds oddly happy. Anyways, according to the research report he gave us, the vehicle's been modified to allow for universal use across other departments of Limbus Company. LCB's bus Mephistopheles, right? The report said something about using the back door of that bus as a reference to equip this vehicle with various functions, and that explains why this phenomenon is taking place here. Walpurgis night. Yet, how is this possible when we sit not astride the bus seats? It is not a theoretical impossibility. Certain major parts of the technology forming its engine have been shared with Hohenheim. It is within the realm of possibility that the engine's influence may be transferred there as well. However, the means by which it has affected this vehicle has to be studied. It seems to comprehend our absence and the subsequent separation from the bus. Could it mayhap be reacting to the presence of a golden bough? At this moment, Mephistopheles is currently boarded by Virgilius, Karin, and various other members of LCCB, including Pilot. Therefore, if they have traveled far, your conjecture may be true. Or there exists a flow that ensures our encounter with the Walpurgis night, regardless of the environment surrounding us, perhaps. Faust talked to herself, staring pensively into the distance before turning toward us again with mild resignation. Lead the way, Dante. If it has found us, then it must rightly be observed. Aha, I knew it. It's the former L-Corp's turn. Huh? What do you mean, knew it? Ah, Heathcliff opened up a betting pool about where our next Walpurgis night location is going to be. A betting pool? Alright, what'd I say? Pay up, you gets. You told me it was just about time the patterns changed. No way, but it was just the right time to bet against the odds. Rodion's on a losing streak. By the looks of it, the bet seemed to have been about whether this Walpurgis night would take us to the library or the Lobotomy Corporation headquarters. Hey, something about this place seems a bit different from the other former L-Corp hallways we saw in the past. Didst thou sense it as well, Manager Esquire? Oh, 'tis familiar yet unfamiliar indeed. A stage for a play, almost. Seems it's gotten wider too. It's still the same long and narrow hallway, but it's slightly wider. While it is unknown as to how many days have passed in these headquarters... Prithee, repeat what you have said? Ah, no, this subject can be discussed later when its veracity becomes clearer. Sharing the current circumstances of this place, we find ourselves at the Lobotomy Corp headquarters of a certain day, at its central command to be exact. the very center of the middle layer. Then the ones we visited so far must have been in the upper layer. Correct. It is said that the departments of Lobotomy Corporation headquarters were progressively unlocked with the passage of time. According to the reports, when the headquarters crumbled and fired that skyward light, it was... Indeed, it appears that with every visit we find ourselves at a further point in time here, as soon as the current day can be pinpointed. We might even be able to experience that day. Perhaps, then... Oh no. First warning. Well, that didn't take long. We're here to take care of some ordeal or something again, aren't we? Hey, I'm not complaining. We've kind of been loafing around and doing nothing while Jia Ji-chun left for that grand conference to decide the future of Dagyuan or something. But we have so little time. I must prepare a more intense training regimen to make up for lost time. Whichever it is, it'll be fun. What's everyone waffling on about? Cue the Sephiroth. It's an angry one this time. Yeah, what did you expect? Some other voice speaking through the central command PA system other than Tifereth's? Tifereth, the employees are confused. Please explain the situation to them. Huh? There's two of them? Yes, I am also Tifereth. The central command, unlike other departments, boasts a rather significant size. It is large enough to have to be managed in two areas, A and B. It is said that this is why they have two separate Sephiroth managing this department. Yeah, and it's a lot, even between the both of us, which is why it's up to you to be more thorough. Yeah, bring out the ordeal already. What are we destroying this time? Like I said, what are you all waffling on about? There's been an abnormality containment breach. The whole company's about to go belly up because everyone else is off trying to suppress the mess on the other side. Then the alarm that was blaring all throughout the company suddenly went quiet. Oh no, the second warning. Ugh, great. Look what you did, you bunch of slackers. Get to our headquarters now. Deal with the blue entity.
저건 좀 복잡하네. 솔직하게 말할게. 나한테는 좀 어려워.
Alright, Night of Despair.
이건 너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게.
What do we got? What do we got here? Probably take 50% less damage from everything, blah blah blah. Unbreakable coins. Second warning play in the background like an absolute banger. Alright, she doesn't do anything special yet. Cold Black Tears. What is this? Charge. Flash power pit. If the Queen of Hatred reduced this effect... Yo! Mentioned. Whatever. We can figure it out as we go. She has some nasty skills. I mean, they're not too bad, but they're kind of nasty. Especially when I can't clash. Like, holy. Damn. It's okay, we got the strongest here with us. What is their why is their stagger bar so high? What the heck? Mark of villainy. Let's go. God, these animations are so much cleaner than they were in the trailer. Like, ugh, this one's kind of elaborate, huh? Her floating swords are so hard to parry. It's got such a long reach, and it's so thin that I can hardly see where it's. Ah! As if to prove Sinclair's words, the Azure abnormality fired another volley of thrusting swords in our direction. Just as we braced. It's her. It's my queen. Yes. Rays of pink light coalesced before Sinclair, materializing before someone rushed onto the scene and parried away the flying swords. Ha, her again? Leaping right into the action the moment the second warning goes off. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's her! Oh, I love her! Yes! Sorry I'm late. Here comes Magical Girl! I love her so much. What an intro. What an intro. Look at her. Oh my god, she's got that indiscriminate targeting. Does that heal? Yeah, it does heal. Okay. That's cool. Arcana Beats. I love her. Oh my god, she's adorable. Look at her. She's so... Aw. Arcana Slave. Look at that. I used too much power. Oh no. Don't let that happen. Alright, let's go. That should be good. Ten out of 10. That's so weird. I don't like that. I don't like how that doesn't like stagger. You know, she just drops to the ground and then just gets back up and starts attacking. Like that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, they're literally the same. Both Dawn and the Queen. Oh, she's speaking. And now that we staggered her, we go into this is literally the library fight now with the swords. How did this fight work? I don't remember. It's like she's immune to damage. Yeah, 10 protection. And then you have to destroy the swords to beat her or something like that. River of Despairing Tears. What the heck is that? Yeah. What was it? If a sword with helpless tears reaches 0, stabs them. Yeah. It's literally the library fight. Okay, what are we doing here? Something like that. Yeah, look at that. She has shield with 10 protection. You're not beating her. You need to play into the gimmick. That's a funny attack. Okay, that attack's a lot stronger than I gave it credit for. I mean, obviously it is. It's a charged skill 3, like, come on. What am I thinking? Two more times. Just gotta do that 2 more times. That's a... Actually... Here we go. That should be good. Oh, there she goes. I can do that too. Okay, so fast forward and it skips the dialogue. Interesting. I don't know. Fast forwarding through that ego feels wrong. That's a wild attack. So Dawn should become a negative coin identity now, because she's at max of the one thing. Also, oh, good job. I was expecting him to lose that. Awesome. What are we even doing? Yeah, she's negative coin now because that's how it works. I didn't really look at her close enough to understand how she... Also, does it say how many? 2, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So it does. Wait, does it? Wait, what? Why does she have 3? Am I crazy? What? How'd she get? Oh, it's the this thing, the central command. Right. Yeah, how does the queen gain sanity? I'm not sure. It's gotta be like she uses this attack. 300 damage, nice. Yeah, she just uses that attack and then she gains up all her sanity back. Okay. So that's how her cycling works. Oh, we got one more turn.
개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어. 키페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
I hope I don't kill her before the queen gets her attack off. I want the queen to finish her off. Oh, 24 speed, nice. Bro, that was so weak. What? Only did 120 damage.
이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압은 끝이야. 너희들도 고생 많았어. 티페리트, 너도. 언젠가 우리도 모든 게 끝날 때가 오면 좋겠네. 그때가 되면 휴식을 기다리며 고향의 노래를 부르고 있겠지.
That fight was literally just the Night of Despair's fight from Library of Ruina. Plus, you have the Queen of Hatred on your team, so... Cool, I like that. I like that a lot. I feel so bad, but she won't be a threat to you now. Art thou verily a veritable magical maiden? Of course I am. I'm a magical girl, fighting to vanquish these evil arcana. Oh! Then this magic in the legendary codices does exist for truth, and thy most fashionable costume must be, forsooth, to gather the magical powers? Don Quixote, calm yourself. Huh? Where are you guys going? Faust somehow managed to precisely snatch Don Quixote's wildly flapping arms mid-motion and dragged her away from the magical girl and back to our group. Wherefore didst thou drag me from this consultation of great significance? I have mountains of questions to ask her. That thing is no magical girl. What is with thy conspiratorial low voice in this? Huh? 00104, risk level WA. It is a veritable abnormality dubbed the Queen of Hatred for recording purposes. Fee? That maiden there is an abnormality, yet she speaketh and appeareth just like a human. And to label someone whose sheer appearance exudes justice Queen of Hatred? I believe that it has been impressed upon you many times in the past that abnormalities should not be judged by their exteriors. Indeed, they possess the sense of self. They think and they feel. Perhaps by the head's standards, they may meet the criteria of what is considered a human. However, that is an abnormality, no more, no less. We slowly turn around to look at the blue-haired thing. That's my queen. Don't you dare call her a thing. Compelled by Faust's stern tone. But it was just there, humming a light tune, swinging that staff around. Oh, the lights. Wonderful. Looks like I managed to protect the peace once again. And when the red lights turned off and the alarm stopped blaring in our ears, it puffed away with the same pink swirl of light she first appeared with. Phew, this is annoying. Why did that abnormality have to be contained at our department? It couldn't be helped, Tifereth. Not even the manager knows which abnormality will appear at the headquarters. Yeah, that's true. But she just gets on my nerves, you know? Always showing up at the tail end of a huge mess like this second warning, barely doing anything to help, leaving the scene like she did something. And you know how she completely loses it unless we baby her all the time, right? Tifereth, the mic is still on. Yeah, so, let them listen. The employees have to know that this abnormality is still an abnormality at the end of the day, I guess. Her management appears to be quite the source of stress, it seems. Unless you know the exploit like I do. Yet aught is odd here. The maiden hath assisted us dearly in our battle, did she not? To suggest that she is hardly of any help is preposterous. Please review this document. It is a consolidation of management reports for that abnormality from the former L Corp. Fortunately, it seems that an extended period of management experience has left quite a detailed report behind. Oh, damn. She wasn't kidding about having to baby this one, huh? The sinner's expressions all start to turn rather sour the further they read along the report. I skimmed through it and looks like she's got this compulsive obsession that she always has to be on the side of justice. She grows more and more hysterical the longer a peaceful period lasts. What is her problem? Got anything to say, that oh great scholar of fixers? Ahem, indeed, 'tis quite different from what I anticipated. As fortune should have it, we did not encounter the mutated form of the Queen of Hatred today. However, as they also possess such a thing as psychological stability or sanity, it seems that employees assigned to this abnormality had the responsibility to keep it at higher levels at all times. It cannot have been easy to put up with her humoring a monster in human skin. At least humoring them is the extent of the required effort at this point. You are implying that the management of abnormalities entails something far more complicated than simply calibrating their sanity at a reasonable level? Yes, that is correct. Some of them want you to die. And sometimes it's fun to do it. It seems that this headquarters is yet to extract a larger quantity of abnormalities. A moment, if you will, to say that they extract. Yi-Song furrowed his brows and started noticing the strangeness in her choice of words, but we already found ourselves returned to the mess of machinery that was LCE's vehicle. Ah, it seems that this is where this scenario ends. Dante, as there may be further information that can be garnered from this experience, repeated visits to this Walpurgis night is also recommended. Okay, got it. Yi-Song approached Faust to continue his earlier question, but Faust only shook her head in response as if to say that she wasn't certain or that she couldn't tell him just yet. To me, someone who doesn't even know what's going on with the company they're working for, All these stories from the former L Corp and the library are filled with nothing but confusing mysteries. But something about it makes me feel as though everything that happened in those two places are at once foundations and clues to what we are going through. Maybe I can even use these moments to understand the stories I've forgotten, the purpose of this company I work for. So, well, who's up for a second run? Let's, like Faust, focus on looking for those clues left behind.
승리의 보람과
57%.
세상의
Yeah, wow.
아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로 그런 것일 테니.
Oh my god, she does so much. Hard mode, let's go. Faust is going to be a liability because she's only level 45, but other than that, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's going to be the same fight. Slightly different at the end, probably. You have to manage the queen a bit better or something. Anyway, we got a lot luckier here with the actual skill stuff. So we can have a much easier time getting sanity. Unless I just instantly lose every clash, which is also a possibility. Yeah, why am I actually surprised that she did so much damage? I mean, she has like ridiculous damage modifiers. That's not good. Oh my god, can you please roll more heads? Whatever. Save me, queen. I need you.
대체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어. 캐릭터. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 칭찬할 필요 없어. 잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더 수월해지겠어.
정확하게.
That's a ridiculously powerful attack. I'm just gonna be honest. How is it? Here's my question. How is that attack more powerful than when the queen does it herself? Like, that's kind of weird. Like it was at least 3 times more powerful than when the queen did it. Is Don Quixote a better Queen of Hatred than the Queen of Hatred? Is that what that implies?
여행은 목적이 있었지.
Oh no. Wow, we didn't even get it. What a good clash. That was great. Good job. Good job, Rodion. Didn't stagger her. That's wild. Guess that's what happens when you're a tank identity. I don't even feel like this is any harder than normal mode. I'm just getting unlucky. Like 7 HP, bro. What is this? Violent Cascade of Hollow Despair? What a wicked title, bro. This is so scuffed. This is so unbelievably scuffed. Whatever, game is super easy. It's because I didn't make the queen do the attack. That's why. I'm gonna make Dawn do the stuff. Not anybody else. How much charge do you have? Not enough, of course. I'm gonna actually just pop a fluid sac because I need the healing to keep Dawn from just dying. That was, oh, I'm stupid. I'm so dumb, bro. Oh my god, I threw. Oh, I'm so stupid. Why did I have her clash with the Unbreakable? The whole reason I used Fluid Sac was to prevent her from getting staggered. And then I clashed with the Unbreakable coin with her. What am I doing? God, look at this. This is so unbelievably scuffed. So scuffed. Thank you for your help, Queenie. I definitely needed it.
예전에 징계팀에서 클리포트 간섭 역장이라는 걸 연구했다고 했어. 그게 저런 사건인가? 아무튼
정확하게.
확실히 제압하기 편해졌네.
사람과 정의. 아르카나 비트.
제압이 잘 진행되고 있어.
대각 딱 떼고.
Oh my god. This is the most scuffed fight of all time. I'm pretty sure I lose. Holy shit. Rodion, save me. Oh, 0.85. What the heck? Oh, can Rodion do it? I don't know. Everyone's dead. I can't win any clashes anymore. The sanity's too low. Rodion's the only one who's in a good position right now because she's negative coin. It was just... it was a combination of... bad luck and just horrible misplay. Can't believe I clashed against that unbreakable coin. That one thing right there is what cost me the fight. Clashing with that against that unbreakable coin with Dawn. Because that prevented me from destroying the sword. And of course you don't care about the knight, so whatever. Yeah, this is a complete and utter lost cause.
너를 구하러 오겠다는 사람은 없더라. 날 깨우지 마.
Alright. Peace. Try again. Take two. Okay, this time I won't misplay horribly. Queen's just gonna destroy all of her stuff. And Yisong is going to be there. Having fun.
탈출 개체 확인.
제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 사랑으로 정의 이름으로 캐릭터 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
Let's go! Yisong losing more clashes. Please don't corrupt into Sun Shower, I beg of you. Thank you for not being sun shower.
제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐.
Goes for Rodion. Interesting. Doesn't do anything though. Super ineffective.
탈출 개체 확인. 아르카나 비트.
봐, 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록이 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 훌륭했어.
Plus coin drop huge. This does literally nothing. It had 11 damage on the forecast. Yeah, that does literally nothing. Holy.
우리한테 맞는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을! 무슨 일 있었던 건가? 한원이라도 써?
Yay, Yisong actually gets to do something. It's a miracle.
극장이라는 걸 연구했다고 했어. 그게 저런 효과인가? 아무튼 확실히 제압하긴 편해졌네.
하나 맞추게.
사랑으로.
정보다도 큰 성령 속에 파묻힌 그대. 여기서 빛의 우리 앞에 남는 증오스러 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 아르카나 슬레이어! 아무것도 남지 마라.
제압이 잘 진행되고 있어요. 연구되면 큰 손실이 일어나기 전에 모든 게 안정화될 거야. 걱정할 필요가 없는 건 좋네. 잘했어.
사랑으로.
Do we kill her before the queen? What happens?
지금이다. 해골바가 거미 대가리. 자! 지킬 게 많거든.
Cool.
이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압은 끝이야. 너희들도 고생 많았어.
Nothing interesting?
스피리트, 너도.
Hmm.
언젠가 우리도
Disappointing.
모든 게 끝날 때가 오면
Nothing different.
좋겠네. 그때가 되면 휴식을 기다리며 고향의 노래를 부르고 있겠지.
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로 그런 것일 테니.
Yeah, hard mode wasn't really any harder. Other than my horrible misplay. Like, ugh, I can't believe I did that. That was so stupid. Nothing different. No queen fight. Interesting. Unless there's some weird gimmick that I completely missed. Which is possible. Let's see. Use Arcana Slave to suppress the Night of Despair with the Weathered Night effect. Yep, did that. Clear encounter with the Queen of Hatred, taking less than 3 hits. Complete the encounter and then letting the Sword of Forgotten Night revive once or more. What? Hard mode. Use Arcana Slave to suppress the Night of Despair. Could have done that. Didn't. I don't know. What was that one thing from the trailer that you know, had Don Quixote protecting the queen. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it. That's the Walpurgis night. Hard mode wasn't anything different, so I don't know if I'll show that. Maybe I will. It was a funny fight. But anyway, I love her. I love her to death. Oh my god, we get to play with her. I'm literally taking this floor every single time. Every single time in the mirror dungeon, I'm taking this floor just so I can see my queen. Well, maybe not every time. I mean, it's if I'm playing with a particularly Pierce weak character, and I don't think I can survive the first turn against the knight, which is very possible. I won't take it, but I'll try. I'll always try to take this floor. So that's cool. I love her. God, 280 pulls though to get. I didn't even get her. I didn't even get my queen. Oh my god, 280 pulls. That's ridiculous.